Stoicism, Stoic, Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism. What is Stoicism? Stoicism philosophy, Marcus Aurelius. Stoic philosophy, Stoic wisdom, ancient wisdom, iron mind, Marcus Aurelius. Meditations, Stoic mindset, life lesson, Stoic morning routine, Stoic journal, Stoic quotes for a strong mind, Stoicism. Meditations, Stoicism 101, Stoicism quotes. Stoicism explained. How to practice Stoicism. Stoicism become undefeatable. Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius. Stop criticizing yourself. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, eloquently penned these words while in exile. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority but to escape, finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Now, if that sounds a bit heavy, stick with me, because what Seneca is getting at is something that hits close to home for all of us. He's talking about the incredible journey of finding true value in ourselves beyond the hustle and noise of what everyone else is doing or saying. This is about tapping into a strength that's been there all along, hiding in plain sight within you. Imagine uncovering qualities about yourself you've overlooked or undervalued, not because they're insignificant but because they're so fundamental to your being that you've taken them for granted. Think of the possibilities when you learn that resilience isn't just about bouncing back from setbacks, but about facing life's challenges with a calm and steady heart. Or that true wisdom isn't about knowing all the answers, but about asking the right questions, especially in moments of doubt. This journey with Stoicism isn't just about self-discovery, it's about redefining what it means to live a life of meaning and fulfillment on your own terms. So as we prepare to dive into the signs you might be undervaluing yourself without realizing it, keep in mind that every piece of this video is crafted with insights that can reshape how you view yourself and the world around you. Imagine for a moment unlocking levels of self-assurance and clarity you've never accessed before. By the end of this, the reflection in the mirror might just surprise you, so stick with us till the end, for this journey is about illuminating the path to a version of you that's waiting to shine brighter. Sign 1. Accepting less than you deserve. Accepting less than you deserve. When you catch yourself settling for less than you deserve, it's like holding a ticket to an incredible destination but choosing to stay put because stepping on that plane feels too daunting. This moment right now could be where you decide to take a leap towards valuing yourself the way Stoicism has taught us for centuries. Stoicism isn't just ancient philosophy, it's a blueprint for recognizing our worth in the hustle of today's world. It tells us our value isn't tied to the praises we receive or the setbacks we face, but in how steadfastly we hold on to our values and virtues amidst the chaos. It's about understanding that every choice we make, from the work we do to the people we surround ourselves with, should reflect what we truly value, not just what's comfortable or easy. Imagine life as a vast ocean you're navigating. Accepting less than you deserve is like choosing to sail with a leaky boat because you're afraid you can't find or don't deserve a better one. Stoicism hands us the tools not just to patch up the leaks but to build a stronger vessel, one that's worthy of the journey we're meant to embark on. This philosophy doesn't sugarcoat the truth, it empowers us to face it head on. It asks us, are your choices reflecting your true worth? If not, Stoicism isn't about sinking into despair, it's about taking the helm, adjusting the sails, and steering towards what you truly deserve. It's realizing that the power to change our course lies within us, not in the winds or the waves that life throws our way. Now let me share a story. There was a young tree planted in a dense forest, surrounded by older towering trees. The young tree believed it was destined to remain in their shadows, accepting the scraps of sunlight that trickled through This went on until a wise old owl perched upon one of its branches and said, "Why do you settle for less when you have the potential to grow as tall as the others?" The tree responded, "I'm just a small tree, that's all I'll ever be." The owl, with a twinkle in its eye, replied, "Your worth is not determined by the shadow you stand in now, but by the reach of your branches towards the sky." Inspired, the tree pushed its roots deeper and stretched its branches higher, eventually growing as tall as the others, basking in the sunlight it once thought was not meant for it. So as you move forward, remember that settling for less isn't a sign of humility, it's a betrayal of your potential. Stoicism teaches us to embrace our worth, urging us not just to dream about a life where we're valued, but to take the steps necessary to make it a reality, whether it's in the paths we choose, the relationships we nurture, or the dreams we chase. Let's commit to valuing ourselves enough to demand the best, not out of arrogance, but out of a deep understanding that we are capable of greatness when we align our actions with our true worth. This isn't just philosophy, it's a call to action, a reminder that every day presents a new opportunity to live up to the incredible potential. Sign 2, minimizing your achievements. Achievements. Take a moment to reflect on your recent achievements. Now let's be honest here. When was the last time you genuinely acknowledged your hard work and the virtues that powered it too? Often we brush off our accomplishments, attributing them to luck or seeing them as just another part of our routine, yet this humble approach does us more harm than good. Stoicism, a philosophy that has weathered the test of time, teaches us the value of recognizing our own efforts. It's not about boasting, it's about understanding the strength, wisdom, and discipline that brought us to our achievements. Think about it. Maybe you showed unparalleled discipline, waking up early every day to study or work on a project. Perhaps it was courage that pushed you to speak up in a meeting or pitch an idea, or it could have been your wisdom in navigating a tough decision. These aren't just actions, they're reflections of your character, the virtues that Stoicism holds dear. By minimizing our achievements, we're not just being modest, we're overlooking the profound display of character and virtue that brought us to that point. So how do we shift this mindset? Start by recognizing each achievement, big or small, as a testament to your virtues. Allow yourself to say, yes, yes, I did that, yes, it was hard, and yes, it was my effort, my courage that made it happen. This isn't about feeding your ego, it's about acknowledging the truth of your character and effort. Embrace this Stoic practice and you transform not just how you view your successes, but how you view yourself. It's a journey towards genuine self-appreciation and an understanding that your achievements are not just outcomes but reflections. Sign 3, prioritizing others' needs over your own virtues. 3, prioritizing others' needs over your own. Why is it so easy to forget ourselves in the hustle of helping others? It's a path many of us walk down, often without noticing. You might skip that book you've been dying to read because a relative needs help moving, or perhaps you've delayed your own dreams, pouring your energy into cheering for someone else's. This, at its core, is noble, but here's the truth that often goes unsaid. Neglecting our own needs doesn't just leave us empty, it quietly chips away at our ability to genuinely support those we care about. Consider Alex, a dedicated employee at a bustling startup. Every day, he stayed late, skipping his evening jogs and ignoring his growing stress levels to meet the team's deadlines. His colleagues praised his dedication, unaware of the toll it took on him. One evening, as he worked alone in the office, the weight of exhaustion finally brought him to a halt. It was then he realized that in his pursuit to be there for his team, he had left himself behind. This moment of clarity led him to reassess his priorities. He began to carve out time for his runs again, and slowly the balance returned to his life. As his well-being improved, so did his productivity, and the quality of his support to his team. Alex's story is a testament to the fact that when we replenish our own reserves, we don't just serve ourselves, we become a stronger pillar for those around us. Stoicism, with its ancient roots, offers a perspective as refreshing as the morning breeze. It doesn't preach self-absorption, but champions self-care as the bedrock of a life well lived. Think of it as keeping your lantern lit so you can light the way for others. It's about recognizing that our own well-being is not just a private affair but a public good. When we're in top form, be it physically, mentally, or spiritually, we're not just better for ourselves, we're a boon to those around us. Our patience deepens, our understanding widens, and our presence becomes a calm harbor in the stormy seas of life. So how do we begin to pivot towards a more balanced existence? It starts with acknowledging that taking care of ourselves is not an act of selfishness, rather it's the most generous thing we can do for others. Set aside time for what replenishes you, whether that's a daily walk, diving into a hobby, or simply enjoying a moment of solitude. Create boundaries that allow you to flourish. Remember, every step you take towards nurturing yourself is a step towards becoming a lighthouse for those navigating their own dark waters. This week, I challenge you to choose one act of self-care. Let it be your declaration that you're not just surviving, you're thriving, and from this place of strength you're ready to uplift those around you. For struggling to accept compliments. Sign 4. Struggling to accept compliments. It's a curious thing, isn't it, how a simple "well done" or "you're brilliant at this" can sometimes feel like a puzzle we're not quite sure how to solve. Stoicism, a philosophy as ancient as it is timeless, nudges us towards an intriguing insight. Accepting compliments isn't about inflating our egos, but rather it's an exercise in seeing ourselves clearly. You see, every time someone offers a word of praise, it's like they're holding up a mirror to a part of us that shone brightly enough to catch their eye. But here's where many of us stumble. We shy away from this mirror, maybe because we're used to scrutinizing our reflections for flaws, not strengths. Now picture a friend telling you you have a knack for making people feel heard. Instead of batting it away with a "oh, it's nothing," pause. Stoicism teaches us the art of viewing ourselves objectively, which means giving our virtues the same attention we'd give our flaws. This moment of praise, it's not a spotlight of scrutiny, but a gentle light on the path to understanding ourselves better. By accepting compliments with the simple "thank you," we're not just being polite, we're acknowledging the effort and goodness within us, allowing it to be seen and recognized, not just by others, but importantly by ourselves. So the next time you find yourself at the receiving end of a compliment, take a breath, allow yourself to see what the other person sees. Reflect on the actions or qualities they're applauding. What did I do to deserve this praise? You might ask. This isn't about patting yourself on the back. It's about recognizing that yes, you are capable of excellence and impact. By embracing the virtues others see in us, we're not just accepting compliments, we're embracing a fuller, more balanced view of ourselves, and in that balance lies the true essence of humility and the heart of Stoic wisdom. 5. Avoiding decision making. You know that moment when you're scrolling. Sign 5. Avoiding decision-making, through your phone, trying to pick a movie to watch, but you just can't seem to decide. It's like every option might be the wrong one, so you end up watching nothing at all. This isn't just about choosing a movie, it's a glimpse into how we often approach bigger decisions in our lives. Fear of making the wrong choice can freeze us in our tracks, leaving us doubting our own judgment. But here's where Stoicism steps in like a friend who's seen it all, reminding us that it's not about the certainty of outcomes but the integrity of our choices. Stoicism isn't just ancient philosophy, it's a toolkit for modern life. Imagine you're faced with a decision. Instead of asking yourself, "What if I make the wrong Choice stoicism nudges you to consider, does this align with who I am and what I stand for? It's like choosing to be the director of your own movie, making each decision with purpose and in tune with your values, and when things don't go as planned, that's not a misstep, it's a scene you learn from, a plot twist that adds depth to your story. Now think of making a decision as planting a tree. You choose a spot, you plant the seed, but you can't control the weather or how fast it grows. What you can do is water it, give it the best chance to thrive, and then trust in the process. Stoicism teaches us that this trust in ourselves, in our decisions, is built on reflection, learning, and alignment with our values. Every choice, every outcome is part of your growth, adding layers to your character, teaching you resilience. So the next time you're standing at a crossroads, remember, it's not about the certainty of where each path leads, but the confidence in your steps that makes all the difference. 6. Excessive. Sign 6. Excessive self-criticism. Self-criticism. Stoicism, as Marcus Aurelius once illuminated, encourages us to be strict with ourselves and tolerant with others, yet crucially this strictness isn't about dragging ourselves down with harsh criticism or unforgiving standards. Aurelius never advocated for self-deprecation. Instead, he championed a disciplined approach to personal development, one that involves rigorous self-examination and continuous improvement without succumbing to self-inflicted negativity. It's a fine line, really. Being strict means holding ourselves accountable, pushing ourselves to grow and improve. It's about setting high standards, but doing so with the understanding that the journey towards them is marked by learning and growth, not self-punishment. This wisdom from Aurelius serves as a cornerstone for how we should navigate our inner dialogue. It's a call to embrace a balanced approach to self-improvement, one that acknowledges our flaws and mistakes as part of the human experience, not as failures. This doesn't mean we give ourselves a free pass on every misstep, rather we assess our actions with a clear eye, learn from them, and move forward with renewed determination. This stoic practice of being strict with oneself, therefore, isn't about cultivating a harsh inner critic, it's about fostering a wise mentor within, guiding us towards becoming the best versions of ourselves, through patience, resilience, and understanding. Integrating this stoic philosophy into our lives encourages us to view every challenge, every stumble, as an opportunity to grow. It shifts our focus from a fear of failure to a love of learning. Suddenly, our journey isn't about avoiding mistakes at all costs, but about embracing them as valuable lessons. This shift in perspective lightens our load, allowing us to proceed with a sense of purpose and a heart full of compassion, not just for others, but crucially for ourselves as well. In doing so, we honor the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, navigating our path with the stoic virtues of discipline, courage, and kindness, ensuring we never lose sight of the progress that lies within our every effort. 7. Constant comparison with. Sign 7. Constant comparison with others. Think about the times you've caught yourself scrolling through social media, eyes glazing over pictures and posts that paint everyone else's life in strokes of unending success and happiness. Have you ever paused to question why these snapshots stir feelings of inadequacy within you? It's like watching a movie where you know the ending is always perfect for others, leaving you wondering where your own blockbuster moment is. This constant comparison with others is a slippery slope, one that can lead us to undervalue our unique paths and achievements. But here's where Stoicism, an age-old philosophy, steps in like a wise friend, reminding us of the power within to change our perspective and appreciate our journey for what it is uniquely ours. Stoicism teaches us the art of looking inward, finding value not in external comparisons but in our internal growth and virtues. What if Instead of comparison, you practiced mindfulness, catching yourself in the act, and gently steering your thoughts towards your personal progress and the qualities you cherish in yourselves. How might your life change if you drew inspiration from others without losing sight of your own worth? This philosophy doesn't ask us to ignore the achievements of others, but to draw inspiration from them without diminishing our own journey. It's like running your own race at your pace, admiring the runners beside you, yet knowing your journey is your own, marked by your efforts, attitudes, and resilience. Can you recall a moment when focusing on your own journey brought you peace and satisfaction? Lastly, anchoring ourselves in gratitude transforms our perspective, turning envy into admiration and self-doubt into self-appreciation. How often do you take a moment to recognize the beauty in your struggles and triumph, seeing each step, no matter how small, as a part of a grander narrative you're crafting every day? Stoicism invites us to celebrate our achievements, learn from our setbacks, and always move forward with a heart full of gratitude. This approach doesn't just shield us from the comparison trap, it liberates us, allowing us to live fully and authentically, cherishing the journey that's exclusively ours. So let's embrace our stories, knowing that our value is not a comparative measure but a testament to our unique journey through life. What steps can you take today to cultivate a more grateful and self-appreciative perspective?